Does life feel heavy? Does it feel like you're walking around carrying lots of burdens, perhaps even trauma? Well, today's video version of Wiser is for you. Let's get wiser together. Let's look at the wisdom. We all carry things we were never meant to carry alone. What stays hidden often stays heavy. So begin healing by sharing. Now let's look at an illustration that complements today's principle of wisdom. Everyone has baggage, so make sure that you find someone to help you unpack yours. We all carry things, right? Whether it's memories, experiences, regrets, perhaps even wounds, trauma, addictions, who knows. Some are obvious and some are neatly packed away. Some we've buried so deep that we almost forget that they're there. But just because we've carried something for a long time doesn't mean that we're meant to carry it forever. Sometimes the bravest thing that we can do is to open up the bag and to start making sense of it all. Now, let's look at a saying that very much complements today's principle of wisdom. It comes courtesy of Brené Brown. Owning our story and loving ourselves through the process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Now, this is coming courtesy of Brené Brown, someone who's written a lot about vulnerability and how we navigate shame, things like that. And this is a perfect complement to this whole principle. This reminds us that facing our past isn't a weakness. It's actually courage. That healing doesn't start with the hiding of these things. It starts with honesty. Now, let's unpack this further with today's explanation. It's easy to assume that if it's something in our past, it no longer affects us. But often what we don't process, we carry. Lately, I've been trying to make sense of some experiences that happened in my childhood, and I want to be clear. I had an amazing childhood filled with lots of love, lots of laughter, and so many positive memories. But like many people, there were also moments that were unpleasant or experiences that didn't quite make sense to me at the time and still don't really make sense to me now. Things that I unknowingly suppressed for years, even decades. And recently I've had the opportunity to talk to someone about it, to talk through some of these experiences, and honestly, it's made a huge difference. Not because everything all of a sudden was fixed, but because I finally had a place to start unpacking it. Somewhere that started to make sense of some of the things I had carried for quite a long time and allowed me to put a name to those experiences. So if this is sounding like something that you've been carrying around, I encourage you to reflect on these 3 gentle reminders. The first is that you don't have to carry it alone. Talking doesn't make things worse. It often makes things feel lighter. So whether it's a friend, a mentor, a coach, or a professional, letting someone in can change everything. The second reminder is that naming it is part of the healing. Sometimes we avoid things because we don't really know how to explain them, but actually putting words to your experience is often the first step towards understanding them. Perhaps even if it's just labeling something as simple as trauma, manipulation, or even abuse can really help you take those steps towards healing. And the third and final thing is to start small, but start somewhere. You don't really need to unpack everything all at once, right? One honest conversation can be the beginning of a meaningful change, and you don't have to rush the process. In fact, I encourage you not to, just as long as you don't keep carrying these things alone. Now, if this sounds like something that's really resonating with you, I encourage you to either leave a comment in the comment section or to email me, michael@wisdommadeeasy.com. I'd love to hear from you, and even if it's just being able to put something out there to someone that is removed from your situation, I'd love to be able to go back and forth. But that's not to say that I should replace any form of formal medical professional support. But if you want to drop me a message, feel free to do so. Now, let's move on to today's reflection. I always encourage journaling, but it's important to note that it shouldn't replace, like I say, any structured treatment or anything. So these are 3 journal prompts for you to kind of unpack today's principle of wisdom and see if it fits into your life. The first is, what might I be carrying that I've never spoken about? The second is, who is someone I can trust that I could open up to? And the third is, what would it look like to take one small step towards unpacking my baggage? Now, if you want to learn more about the life-changing habit of journaling, check out journalwise.com. But for now, let's look at today's resource, and it comes courtesy of Brené Brown. But today I wanted to highlight her podcast, Unlocking Us. In this podcast, Brené Brown has a honest, vulnerable conversation with many famous people that you might have heard of, or maybe some people who have done psychological studies in the past, things that typically revolve around stuff like vulnerability, emotions, experience, so on, and what it means to be human ultimately. It's a great place to start if you're learning how to put words to what you've been carrying and navigating, and I think it's well worth a watch for yourself. If you want to learn where you can listen to this podcast, you can check out the link in the description. Thanks for checking out today's video version of Wiser. I'm conscious it was a little bit heavier than my usual video, so if you want something a little bit more lighthearted, consider checking out this playlist here. And if you want to receive these insights straight into your email inbox each and every week, check out wisernewsletter.com to subscribe for free. Catch you in the next one.